Today we're taking a look at these NBA matches, which are happening on Saturday, December 18, 2021, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 270 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting advice that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks and advice. Golden State Warriors vs Toronto Raptors. Stephen Curry has compiled an MVP caliber season at the tender age of 33. He is averaging 26.9 points, 6.1 assists, and 5.5 rebounds through the first 2 weeks of December. Curry is shooting threes at a 39.9% clip while being the primary distributor along with Draymond Green. Klay Thompson is expected to be back at some point in the new year. It remains to be seen just how good this team can be. The Warriors didn't have Jordan Poole for Friday night's matchup with the Boston Celtics and still came out on top in the end. And the Celtics had plenty of momentum after their win over the defending champion Milwaukee Bucks, too. It didn't matter against this Warriors team that just continues to find ways to win games. That'll be the case in Saturday's head-to-head meeting, just as it was in the last meeting between these teams. The Warriors will find a way to win. Curry had a pedestrian night in that previous game, and the Warriors still managed to pull it out. I'm not betting on the baby-faced assassin having back-to-back bad games against a team. Curry and Andrew Wiggins will get it going against a Raptors team that has struggled defending the perimeter. During his pre-game session with reporters, Coach Nick Nurse raved about Barnes, who entered the game averaging 15.1 points and 8.2 rebounds per game. "I'm really happy with the type of person he is," Nurse said to AP reporters. "He's really progressing nicely. He's just got good energy and passion to play, and I think there's a real youthful enthusiasm that shows itself and sometimes when we need it." Barnes figures to be a part of the Raptors' future moving forward, but the same can't be said about Pascal Siakam. Our first betting advice is to pick Golden State Warriors to cover. Imagine going from Kevin Durant and the Nets to Steph Curry and the Warriors. This definitely hasn't been the fun part of the schedule for Toronto. The Warriors had their best bibs on and dined all game long from three-pointer when these two teams last met up back in November. Toronto didn't even give themselves a chance in a game where they gave up 22 shots from beyond the arc. And Curry didn't even play well. The Raptors have to do a better job of defending the perimeter, but it has clearly been an issue for the team, with opponents averaging 35.8% shooting from long distance against them in Canada. This Toronto team doesn't have that sort of firepower, and even if they did, they'll be facing a Golden State team with the league's #1 ranked defense. Good luck throwing together an offensive soiree on those guys. Steph Curry is a master of fighting his way through the defensive traffic and still heaving up bad shots that end up looking good. This is a game where the team could use a boost from a player like Damian Lee to help fill that void left by Poole. The Warriors have little to fear on the defensive end of the floor against a Raptors team only averaging 103.3 points in their home building. Sure, they just dropped 129 points on the Brooklyn Nets, but this Golden State team is a completely different animal. Draymond Green is back up to his old defensive tricks, and the team as a whole is seemingly shutting everything down on the floor. Our second betting advice is to pick under total game points. Orlando Magic vs Brooklyn Nets. Orlando is not much better on defense as the Magic are 27th in points allowed at 111.8 per game. Opponents are shooting an average of 46.5% overall and 36.5% from behind the three-point line. Orlando allows an average of 45.9 rebounds per game, and as a team the Magic are averaging only 44.6 rebounds per game. Orlando's king of the boards is Carter Jr. with an average of 10.1 rebounds per game. Mo Bamba is the SWAT master for Orlando with an average of 2.2 blocked shots per game. The Brooklyn Nets are at the top of the standings in the Atlantic Division at 21-8 and lead both the Boston Celtics and Philadelphia 76ers by 6-1/2 games. Brooklyn has won 4 straight after defeating the Philadelphia 76ers 114-105 on Thursday night. Leading the scoring parade for Brooklyn was Kevin Durant with 34 points. The Nets shot 49.4% overall and hit 47.8% of their shots from behind the three-point line. Brooklyn collected 48 rebounds and held Philadelphia to 38 boards. Brooklyn has a growing number of players on its injury list with 7 out due to COVID and 2 injured. Those out for Saturday include LaMarcus Aldridge, Bruce Brown, Jevon Carter, James Harden, James Johnson, Paul Millsap, Joe Harris and DeAndre Bembry. This one is a battle of attrition as both teams are coming and missing the bulk of their core rotation pieces. When you get right down to it, the Magic have dropped 7 straight and are playing the second game of a back-to-back situation here. Orlando is 0-5 in the second game of back-to-back situations this season and have been outscored by 11.6 points per game in those situations. Brooklyn is 10th in the NBA in scoring with an average of 110.3 points per game. The Nets are 4th in field goal accuracy at 46.7% overall and 10th in three-point shooting accuracy at 36.1% overall. Durant is the leading scorer for Brooklyn with an average of 29.7 points per game, and in the absence of James Harden and LaMarcus Aldridge, the next in line in scoring is Patty Mills with an average of 13.3 points per game. With James Harden out, the leader in assists is Kevin Durant with an average of 5.9 dishes per contest. Brooklyn is averaging 25.4 assists and 13.4 turnovers for an assist-to-turnover ratio of 1.9. The Orlando Magic will play the second half of a back-to-back on Saturday when visiting the Big Apple to play the Brooklyn Nets after hosting the Miami Heat on Friday night at the Amway Center. Orlando is last in the Southeast Division with an overall record of 5-24 and a distant 12 games behind first place Miami. The Magic have lost 6 straight after falling to the Atlanta Hawks 111-99 on Wednesday. Moritz Wagner scored 19 points to lead Orlando, but the Magic shot only 38.9%. Orlando has a long list of injured or players in COVID protocol, including Michael Carter-Williams, Markelle Fultz, Gary Harris, Jonathan Isaac, Jalen Suggs and one more. Leading scorer Cole Anthony is questionable. Our first betting advice is to pick Brooklyn Nets to cover. The Nets enter this game 10th in the league in scoring offense as they average 110.3 points per game on the year. Brooklyn is 11th in the league in rebounding with 45.3 boards per contest and 6th in assists by dishing out 25.4 dimes a night. The Nets are 12th in the league in scoring defense by allowing 106.5 points per contest. Kevin Durant leads the team with 29.7 points plus 7.9 rebounds and 5.9 assists per game. James Harden contributes 20.8 points, 7.9 rebounds and 9.6 assists a night, while Patty Mills kicks in 13.3 points per contest. LaMarcus Aldridge, 14 points, and Joe Harris, 11.3 points, each are solid scoring options as well. The Nets look to get production from Nick Claxton, Blake Griffin, Paul Millsap, Bruce Brown, DeAndre Bembry, Jevon Carter and James Johnson. Brooklyn is 4th in the league in field goal percentage as they shoot 46.7% from the field as a team on the year. The Nets are 20th in the league in three-point field goals per game as they drain 11.7 triples per game, while they stand 10th in three-point field goal percentage by hitting 36.1% from beyond the arc. The Magic enter this game 28th in the league in scoring offense as they average 101.3 points per game on the season. Orlando is 18th in the league in rebounding with 44.6 rebounds per contest, while they are 26th in assists by dishing 21.9 dimes a night. The Magic are 27th in the league in scoring defense by allowing 111.8 points per contest. Mo Bamba is 6th on the team with 10.3 points, 8.6 rebounds and 2.2 blocks per contest. Franz Wagner adds 14.1 points plus 4.5 boards a night. Terrence Ross chips in 11.1 points a game. Jalen Suggs adds 12.3 points, 3.4 rebounds and 3.6 assists a night this season. Our second betting advice is to pick under total game points.